Okay. So you know what really pisses me off here is when people with platforms that know nothing about football use their platform to just spread negativity about Nigerian football. I mean, we've seen the backlash, the abuse, unnecessary abuse that Alex Iwobi has faced since the AFCON final defeat against Ivory Coast. And the unfortunate part is a lot of people that have big platforms in Nigeria that know nothing about our football have just been talking rubbish. We saw somebody that posted a video that was created by another person, where they were essentially going through Iwobi's Instagram feed and talking about, oh, all he does is flex, he only posts flex. And for me, I ask the question, why do Nigerians get bothered by people that have wealth? I understand that the country is the way the country is, that's unfortunate. But the person's success, the person's wealth has no direct or indirect impact on your life. So let's even imagine that the person has had the worst game known to man in football. Why does his wealth bother you? Oh, he makes so much money. Oh, he's flexing. If he has it, let him flex it. It does nothing, it changes nothing. If you want to criticize a player's performance, talk about their football. Even if you don't know football like that, talk about the little that you can see with your eyes. But to start focusing on unnecessary things, I just don't get it. Then people started seeing the backlash, people started reacting to it, started calling some of these people with platforms out. And then all of a sudden, we see people trying to backtrack. One other person in particular joined in the bashing of Alex Iwobi, and then all of a sudden created a different video to now try to change the narrative. I'll play you some of the clips so that you can see what I'm talking about. So, the first video, you can hear how he's bashing Alex Iwobi.
You go pass ball, give Iwobi. Iwobi go first shake dada like gay. You go first shake dada. You go come do finish, come make one nonsense pass. In pass no dey ever connect.
So, see, the first thing, again, why do we like to focus on irrelevant things when it comes to quote unquote criticizing footballers? Iwobi shake that hair girl. Why does his hair matter in this situation? And this is something that we see a lot on social media with random fans. A player has a bad game. You say, oh, he should go and cut his hair so that he can play better. And it's like, why does his hair bother you? How he chooses to style himself, how does that bother you? We saw this thing the same way that people bullied Maduka Okoye after the last AFCON. Oh, because he's a fine boy. Why are you so insecure that his beauty is a problem? Even the quote unquote mistake that people say he made, is anybody that knows football knows that it was barely a mistake. Is any goalkeeper going to save every shot? They took a shot, he didn't save it. It's not like the ball went through his legs or anything like that. He just didn't save a shot. All of a sudden, oh, he's only doing fine boy. And people make these stupid comments. And it just annoys me that people with platforms that are, I mean, unfortunately, we know that in 2024, having a platform doesn't mean that you're smart. But people with platforms should be able to use their platforms better. That's just the reality. See, and then okay, fast forward. Now you're trying to backtrack. You're trying to take it back and twist the narrative. Just watch this next video.
I know, me sef even talk some funny things about Iwobi. I say, this boy sef, you know, even relate to Okocha because Okocha get the talent and the boy know they execute all those talent, you know they exhibit them. But all those one, but going ahead, but then again, you know, go only blame Yamoli because to be very honest, Iwobi underperform, bros. Iwobi underperform. And secondly, sef, minus that, Iwobi is not even supposed to be in Super Eagles because he does not merit it.
See, I feel like that's the height of rubbish that somebody can say. Anybody questioning Iwobi's presence in the Super Eagles is talking rubbish. It's either the person knows and is choosing to be willfully ignorant, or the person just does not know what they are talking about. Iwobi is one of the best players that Nigeria has had for a very long time. Iwobi is the player that scored the goal that sent Nigeria to the World Cup in 2018, the last World Cup we were a part of. Iwobi is still one of the top performing Nigerian players till this day. So for anybody to say Iwobi does not deserve or merit to be part of the Super Eagles team, it's just talking rubbish.
Well, what am I even saying? Most of the players where the Super Eagles no merit them. All those Ogas or Super Eagles, all those former Super Eagles players, I don't want to call their names, but they know themselves. They bring all these boys because of connection, not because these boys merit it. All our grassroots, we get a lot of grassroots defenders, grassroots midfielders, where we say they no fit make am to national team because of all these agbalagba.
See, again, from Iwobi does not merit it to almost all the players don't merit it. If you know anything about Nigerian football, you will know that in 2024, now, this present moment, is when we have probably the first time in a long time that we have a team that is filled with players that should actually be on the team. We've all spoken about it for years when they were calling people that we felt like they did not deserve to be in the squad, where they were calling people that did not even have clubs to be in the squad. But for somebody in 2024 to be talking about, oh, almost all the players don't merit to be in the squad, the person just does not know anything about Nigerian football. And then you start talking about, oh, all those grassroots players, all those home-based players. Name one you cannot name. But you're just so sure that there are people that are better than all of them that are supposed to be there. They're just not calling them because one person is using connection or is using one other thing to be in the squad. I think we need to be smarter with the way we make comments. In general, all of us, including fans, media, everybody. If you are going to speak on a big platform, at least know what you are talking about. At least know what you are talking about. Who in the starting 11 would you say should not be part of the squad? On the bench, who would you say should not be part of the squad? I'll play another video for you.
NFF as an institution, as an organization, say they are too corrupt. They are very corrupt. All the players there is by connection, nothing. Not only like 2-3 people now come there by merit. The rest don't be by merit. You hear what we talk. Say even Econ. They'll just carry one Nigerian born French, Nigerian born German, Nigerian born American, you can't come put for team. And most of this NFF oga, they use it until they make me, okay, I want to put you on national team. When you start making money, you'll be giving me commission. When you go to Europe, you'll be giving me 20%, 10%. Remember, I put you on.
Again, just hear the ignorance in that video. You mentioned Ekong. Ekong, who was just named as the player of the tournament at the AFCON. Because Iwobi had mentioned him in a video talking about how foreign-born players started coming into the squad. You are using Ekong as a point of somebody that does not deserve to be in the Super Eagles. It makes no sense. Ekong has consistently been one of Nigeria's best defenders. We know how him and Leon Balogun formed the Oyinbo War that we were so proud of for many, many years. For somebody to now try to downplay Ekong's ability and say, oh, he's only in the team because of connections, it just does not make sense. In the same breath, you're talking about how people back home, people in the NFF, are using it so that, okay, when I put you on and you start making money, you'll pay me back. He even said, when you go to Europe, that's where the whole thing just loses sense. These players that we're talking about were born and raised in Europe. So how is the NFF person helping them to get to Europe? The silly part of it is that those who know that where these kinds of things have even happened in the past, it involves those that are born and raised in Nigeria. That's where it has happened in the past. So to reference that video, that was a very harmless video where he was talking about just him being a new foreign-born player born in the UK in the Super Eagles squad, and try to say that he was saying, oh, he got into the squad because of connection, because of the coach's nephew. I think it is so silly, it is so ignorant. We that are here, we are fighting so hard for our football to get to the level that it is at now. We fought so hard and we wanted to get so much better. There is no need to start spreading unnecessary negativity. You made a mistake. People called you out for it. Instead of you to just own up and apologize or just keep quiet in general, now trying to change the narrative. And in my opinion, make the situation a lot worse than it was before and spread false information to millions of Nigerians. I think it's just wicked and unnecessary. And then at the end of the day, When something, God forbid, something happens, it's the same people that will come on social media and say, "Oh, why did that happen? Oh, we shouldn't have done that. Oh, thoughts to this person, thoughts to that person." When you made a willful decision, nobody forced you. You just decided to spread misinformation to just try not to be wrong at something that you did. It just pisses me off. I think we need to be by far more supportive of our players. They are fighting for the country, they are playing for the country. Iwobi made his competitive debut in Kaduna. We've heard so many reports of certain players not wanting to come to the national team for one reason or the other. Iwobi, has that ever been the case? Every single time he's called upon, Iwobi is there to serve. And he does his best. In this tournament, he played a role that is not natural to him. And he did his best. People talk about Iwobi's passes, one of the most accurate passers for the Super Eagles at this tournament. People talk about, he doesn't play through balls that are causing problems for the defense. Iwobi had the most through balls into the opposition's final third in this tournament. Even the defensive part of the game, Iwobi was only second to Frank Onyeka in terms of interceptions in the opponent's half. What else do you want him to do? Again, this foreign-born versus Nigeria-born debate has been a long, unnecessary debate that has happened in the Nigerian football space for a long time now. And the reality of it is that we have a lot of quality home-born players. Osimhen, born and raised in Nigeria. Ehenacho, born and raised in Nigeria. Wilfred Ndidi, born and raised in Nigeria. Taiwo Awoni, born and raised in Nigeria. Victor Boniface, born and raised in Nigeria. But we also have quality talent that is coming from abroad. Alex Iwobi, from abroad. Ademola Lookman, from abroad. William Troost-Ekong, from abroad. Leon Balogun, from abroad. And there are many more like that, both home and abroad. So people should stop trying to bring up unnecessary division and create unnecessary narrative. Those that have been fighting for credibility in the Super Eagles know what I'm talking about. Let the best players be there. And like I said earlier, this is one of the few times in a long time that we can actually say that all the players that are in the Super Eagles team are the ones that deserve to be there and are the best players for Nigeria. So it just pisses me off that somebody that knows nothing, you've probably not watched any Nigeria match until this AFCON, is coming online to just talk like this and to bash our player and to create a false narrative just so that he doesn't have to say, "Oh, I'm wrong." Man, I don't know what else to say.